So what I realize is that when you have all time frames going in one direction and all is well, that's when you can actually rely on either going to the 1 minute and looking at higher lows or signs of a transition, or just coming to the 10 or 15-minute time frame and waiting for an engulfing, because essentially that's what a transition will show you on the bigger time frame is, just an engulfing. So yesterday, this was the move. And today, the same story is happening. So you could either be on the 1 minute, waiting for higher lows and engulfings, or a little break of resistance, or on the 10 minute, just looking for an engulfing candle. Like, I think that where price currently is not bad. So that's a possibility. Let's see. We're making engulfings, but we have to wait a few seconds to see. I mean, everything on the larger time frames, they line up and they're telling me, higher lows just keep being maintained. So, but for gold, we are in a really good place for buys. However, since the 4-hour broke support right here, we actually have to wait for the 4-hour to create some sort of transition. So higher lows or engulfings, higher lows and engulfings as a combination, I have to see, or just a break of resistance, or I can bring out my any of these will do. And usually it's the higher low and engulfing that happens first, which is why I use it so much. Maybe like a time frame like the daily candle, that confirmation will be complete when you get a bullish engulfing on the daily time frame. So that's also an option. But the 4-hour might give you enough details to see all that you got to see. What day is today? Today the 17th is Wednesday. I think this is what caused GBP to drop. I think this is actually good for the currency. So actual greater than the forecast is good for the currency. In this case, the actual was greater than the forecast. And that's exactly why I think that the fundamentals is ultimately going to match up with the technicals. Because if it was good for the currency and it just happened, institutional people have to get a good price. Maybe they wanted to get the what is it right here? 204 flat. That could be what we were trying to get. So it could pull up completely from here. That's completely possible. Another option, another thing that we could wait for is like double bottom. That's another thing. Again, that could happen down here. We don't know. But just know that this is kind of the move of what we're waiting for GJ. And, gold is, I think, going to continue bullish. Yeah. Yeah. So if in 45 seconds we close as an engulfing, that's quite literally what I would have been looking for. Let's see. 2 minute, that was an engulfing, right? So this enough was already, I think, could have been enough. And in that case, if you take a base off of the tiny time frames, it only has to up. But then again, I don't use the tiny time frames like that too often. But if I think about it, we don't usually have all the time frames flowing in one direction that often. So this could be it. And just waiting for, the 4-hour transition for GJ. That's gonna be my plans for the week. Happy trading.